Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new series. We're here starting the Glory Hunter for FC25. We did this for FC24 and it went good, so we're going to do it here again today. If you don't know what the Glory Hunter is, we go within the top 5 leagues. We try to win the league's competitions, whether that be a league title and a cup competition, or 2 cup competitions if they have more than 2, like for the Premier League, obviously FA Cup and Carabao Cup. We tried to win the World Cup with the international team, and we try to win the Euros with the European team. We get multiple efforts at doing that. The only problems is, and the only rules is, we cannot use a team from any of the previous series. So in Spain for last season, I believe we used Barcelona, so we can't use Barcelona. You can see there, we are starting here in Spain with Atletico Madrid. We have one marquee player that can be used across all the teams. That marquee player must play, though, in minimum of 15 games to move club, and minimum once in each competition. Unless they're hurt, then it's obviously fine. So it could be a marquee player, it could be an old marquee player, that wouldn't be wise because they just retire, or it could be a young one, someone like, let's just say, Waneri from Arsenal, that youngster. We could bring him up and carry him as our marquee player. We can only sign 5 players per season. That does not include the marquee player when we go to different clubs, or even if we sign someone here from Atletico Madrid. We can sign 5 players per season, technically 6 if you count the marquee player. We cannot sign anyone with a higher overall than the initial squad, excluding the marquee player. So the marquee player goes higher overall than a player when we move clubs, then that marquee player still can come in. That won't be the benchmark though for the 5 signings. The 5 signings will be the highest overall of the player when we come into the club. That will be the highest overall we can go ahead and sign. We can only spend 2 seasons per team and 3 seasons per league. So we technically get 3 shots to try and win everything in that league, in that division, but we get 2 per team. One other, we have to go somewhere else. If I fail here at Atletico Madrid, I'm going to go over to the other Madrid and go to Real Madrid and probably just win it there with Kylian Mbappe and stuff. We must use a different system at every club. I don't know if I'm going to stick to that, whether it be a 4-4-2, a 3-back, a 5-back, a 4-3-3, a 4-3-3-4, a 4-2-1-2, stuff like that. We must use a different system. I don't know if I'll stick with that, to be completely honest, because I'll probably forget about that. And then we have to win every competitions, obviously. If we go here, hopefully you can still hear me. Here is a Glory Hunter trophy cabinet. You can see there in Spain we're trying to win La Liga and the Copa del Rey, the Copa de España on the game. England, I do have only the Premier League and the FA Cup, but I will substitute that with the Carabao Cup if it comes to it. But obviously the FA Cup is the most important. In League 1, we have the league title in the Coupe de France. We obviously, on the other side, have Italy. We have Serie A and the Coppa Italia. In Germany, we have the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal. In UEFA, we have all 3 competitions: the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. Now, it's going to be a lot harder to do those, because what I would have done last season is go to a club that was possibly in the Europa League when we need the Conference League and just purposely get myself in 3rd spot in the group. We can't do that anymore. It's if you're not in the competition, you're not in the competition. You don't get knocked down competition. You don't get relegated to bottom competitions. You either stay in that same competition. We still either stay in the Europa League, or you get knocked out of Europe completely. And then obviously you see there, the next World Cup coming up is World Cup 26 in America, and then the Euros, next one up is the Euros in 2028. So there is that. Let's get straight to it here with Atletico Madrid, and let's meet the squad. And so here is the squad. We have Julian Alvarez and Griezmann as the starting striker, although Sorloth is the club top goal scorer right now in real life, and he's the highest overall on FootMob, so he's technically the best striker out of the 3, but Griezmann and Alvarez being the highest overall is fine there. We have Llorente at right mid, who can also play right back and center mid. We have Conor Gallagher and Koke in the midfield. We have Lino out on the left-hand side. That is a spot for upgrading, in my opinion. We have Gayan, who's definitely a possible spot for upgrading, but we also have Reynaldo that can play there as well, but Reynaldo is even older, so definitely some spots of improvement there. Jimenez and Lenormand, and then Molina as a back 4 with Oblak, who's going to be our marquee player. So the highest overall player we can sign in this season is 88. So we're starting off pretty strong. Obviously, Atletico Madrid are in the Champions League, and right now Atletico Madrid are actually tied on first, or tied on, they're in second at least. They have a game in hand against Barcelona. They play Barcelona this weekend, or if you're not seeing this on Friday, they played them last weekend. on Saturday or Sunday, one of the two. We have roughly 70 million to spend if we want to spend it. We do have 72 million to spend. I do have a couple options. These are players that actually apparently Atletico Madrid are interested in. They're interested in Alejandro Garnacho if he's fallen out with Manchester United and new boss Amarin. That seems like it could possibly be a thing with him not being even in the matchday squad for the Manchester Derby over the course of last weekend. And then somebody that actually interested in at left mid, Alex Bayana, who is somebody that I think I would definitely bring in because I think he is an improvement on the left-hand side. And I think if we can loan in Garnacho, that would be great as well. And now kind of sort that left-hand side out a little bit. I think we possibly look at a left back if we can, maybe. I'm not quite too sure there. But let's go ahead and get to it. Let's start the season. Let's start the Glory Hunter. And signing number 1 of the Glory Hunter save is Alex Bayana. Welcome to Atletico Madrid. Simeon definitely wanted you. I know that's for sure. It's been rumored. It's been rumored by multiple sources now that this man is definitely interested in Bayana. So welcome to the club. A hefty 50 million though it cost. But 50 million nonetheless for Alex Bayana. Welcome to the club. We go ahead and say goodbye to Samuel Lino for 34.9 million. He's on his way over to RB Leipzig. We don't really need him anymore. We could have probably got 15 to 16 million more. Don't really matter about that. Goodbye to him. We also say goodbye to Angel Correa. He goes on his way to West Ham United for 40 million. We accepted a deal for Man United for 38. West Ham came in a day later, offered 40 million, and I guess he wanted West Ham and not Man United, so he's going over to England nonetheless. We'll possibly see him in a couple of seasons time maybe, but that does kind of loosen our striker department. I know we had 4 strikers, and you should probably have 4 strikers in a 2-striker formation, but we're down to 3. We technically do have 4 because we do have obviously Simeon or Simon or whatever his name is, a 21-year-old striker that's on the reserves that can definitely play there. But that does boost our money back up. We're close up now to 100 million, 91 million to spend. I definitely think I want to bring in a center back that is a little bit younger than one of these guys here that can be good enough. And I think I found my marquee player. He's currently at the club, but he's on loan, and I think he could be a very marquee player. He's just not the most attacking. I don't know if I want to commit to it yet, but I'm talking about Arthur Vermeeren as a marquee player. I'm not quite sure yet if I want him to be more marquee player. I'm leaning towards it, but we'll see what happens later down the line. Now, marquee players don't always have to make sense, and they probably will never ever make sense. And I think I did him as a creative player last season, but now that he's since in the game, I think it's only fair we could possibly try and bring him in. Now, he is going to cost all of our budget if we can even afford it, but if we can try and get him for relatively cheap, then he could be a very marquee player, very good marquee player. And the player I'm talking about is Lamine Yamal from Barcelona. He's worth market value of 75 million. The board thinks we should offer around 85 to 117 million. We have 90 million to do so, so this might not even be possible. I'm not offering out Marcus Llorente because he is a very kind of versatile player. So we are going to offer his market value, see what they say. I might instantly get walked out. They want 96 million. So it is possible to possibly do this for 90 million if it all comes down to it. I just don't know if I want to commit all my budget back out for one player where I don't necessarily need that position to upgrade. But a marquee player, we have to afford him. We have to be able to afford him at every club too. So this might not make the most personal sense. So we are going to go ahead and reject this. We are going to go ahead and pull out of this idea of being a marquee player. Lamine Yamal, it was a great idea, but no cancer. And we say goodbye to Ronaldo. I think I have a younger left back that could possibly come in and do his job sitting on the bench or starting. So we say goodbye to him, and it's an extra additional 18 million in our budget. And we say hello to that left back in Joel Hato. He will join from Ajax. I don't know why I gave him that kind of pronunciation, but you know what? Welcome to the club. Obviously, if you can hear, I'm a little raspy, a little congested. I'm getting over sickness. I'm still struggling a little bit. This cough is killing me. I'm still got the sniffles and all that, so you just have to bear with me that for probably the next couple of days. Honestly, who knows? This cough might be here forever. Knowing me, this cough will be here for months, so you might stick around me into February with this cough, to be completely honest. Obviously, y'all probably won't hear the cough, but I'll be suffering through it, so I'll make y'all suffer through me with it. Hato, welcome to the club. At the moment, will be our backup left back. You can see there, I'm trying to get Igor Zubiota as our center back. I'm also thinking about possibly having Warren Zayamery as a marquee player. He just moved to Bayer Leverkusen. Do I do that, or do I stick with Vermeeren, or do I go with an attacker? Do I go with somebody like Endrick from Real Madrid? That could be a real possibility. That way I never have to worry about a striker. But the thing is, I don't need a striker this season. I just don't need the striker this season. Do I go with Endrick? Is he going to play 15 games this season? Or even next season if I'm here for 2? And we pulled the trigger. Our marquee signing, the player will carry throughout the entirety of the save as long as he plays 15 games, is Mr. Endrick, the young striker from Real Madrid who's kind of fallen out of sorts with Real Madrid. He started off strong this season and kind of fell off the pecking order. He still wants to fight for a spot in Real Madrid, which I credit that a lot to him. I respect that a lot for him, not trying to get him moved. I know he was actually possibly getting a loan move out to Southampton. That was a rumor a couple of weeks ago. That was an outrageous thing that I heard. It was actually a very credible source as well that was thinking about it. Endrick, though, joining Atletico Madrid for $35 million. He is going to be a backup player for now. And I did just sell Correa because I thought I had too many strikers. But hey-ho, who knows? He has to play 15 games. It can be off the bench. But 15 games he must play. So we'll see what happens. We had this breakdown 2-3 times now. I'm done. I'm tired with it. I overpaid. I simply overpaid. I want the maximum of what the board thought I should offer, and it worked first time, so we definitely overpaid, but we have our younger center back in Zubielda. Welcome to the club from Athletic Club. You could possibly be starting instantly. We'll see what happens, but I think that is all the signings I am done with for this season, or at least for now. We'll see what happens in January, but that is it for me today. I think it's time to get into some gameplay and start our quest to win the league. And he actually comes from Real Sociedad, not Athletic Club. So welcome to the club. And so here is the team going into the season. Alvarez and Griezmann as a striker. Bayana as a left mid. That's the only change there. That's actually the only change in the starting 11 because Endrick is on the bench. We have Hato on the bench. We have Zubiota on the bench. Those are the 4 signings. 3 count towards that 5 cap. Obviously, Endrick doesn't because he is a marquee player. Konate joins Arsenal for $64 million. So that's interesting to see there. Can I do Arsenal? I don't think I can do Arsenal. I think I did Liverpool. So I think I can do Arsenal, actually. Our first game of the season is against Villarreal, so let's get to it. First game of the season, first game of the series here in Atletico Madrid. One of 2 possible seasons, one of 3 possible seasons in the league. Hopefully, it doesn't take us 3 seasons in this league. But who knows? We could fail at the Copa del Rey. We could fail out of La Liga. We could collapse to, obviously, Real Madrid and Barcelona. On paper and in the game, we are the weakest of the 3. That's why I chose them and not Real Madrid over Barcelona. Didn't want something that was going to be a little bit too easy. And I didn't want something that was going to be insanely hard that would actually take 2 to 3 seasons because I do want to be moving. Kind of want to be moving every season, in all honesty. I'd love to win everything in all seasons. I do have, I hope I have international job offers on. That'd be real embarrassing if I didn't. I have to start a new save. But I think I do. You can see there. Don't know why we're not in the jumpsuits. All teams should be in the jumpsuits and the tracksuits, but we're not. Our starting 11 is the same one. This is Villarreal. They have Conde and net. It's a 4-4-2, just like ours. Cardona, Abelo, Costa. We have Ayoze, Gada, Parejo, and Pepe. And then Body and Ozone as their front 2. So it is a 4-4-2. It's the same position. It's the same formation as us. Yeremy Pino on the bench. Obviously, y'all know our starting lineup. Let's get into it. First game of the season. Leave a like and subscribe, and let's get straight to it. Jimenez, Griezmann, Julian Alvarez. Out wide for Llorente. Llorente crossed in. It's blocked out for the first corner of the game. Ozon now. Pepe! Villarreal strike first. It's 1-0. And Julian Alvarez win the ball off. You have Antoine Griezmann. Antoine Griezmann makes it 1-1. Relatively quick interception or quick equalizer there. Antoine Griezmann, don't know where you're running, son, but it's 1-1. Barry, oh. Jimenez, it's going to fall for Pepe. Saved by Oblak. Nicolas Pepe. Even. Ayoze, 2-1 for Villarreal. They take the lead back. Well, this doesn't bode well. Galan is already having a knock on him. So he's already slightly injured. We make 4 changes. We'll make it 5 changes here. We'll bring off Koke. Endrick and Sorloth on that striker. Hato on that left back. Zubiota as center back and DePaul in the midfield. Well, that's a great ball over the top, and it might work out. And Endrick is in behind with his first couple of touches. Endrick to equalize. The young boy makes it 2-2 with the goal. With the ball of a lifetime from whoever the hell played it up the field. I just seen him up there on the little mini map. Played it up there. He somehow won it. 1 goal for Endrick in his first 10-15 touches. 2-2. DePaul into Sorloth. Sorloth now waiting for Endrick. Endrick. Bobby Charlton. The corner for Atletico Madrid, the last one of the game, possibly a game winner. Second ball, keeper's going to grab it. It's going to be a 2-2 draw here in our first game of the season. That will be the end of this episode. When we come back, we'll have a lot more gameplay. We're obviously in the Champions League as we look to try and win that. We have a lot of games left to go in August. We start Champions League campaign against RB Leipzig. I don't know if we'll play... Oh, wait. I don't know if we'll play Real Madrid next episode or that'll be episode after. Because I think we play Athletic Club. We probably play Valencia and we play RB Leipzig. If we don't play Valencia, we'll play against Real Madrid. So I'll see y'all there. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.